Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 and welcome to Vlog Media Breeze. I was not going to come on here tonight, but I looked at my review that I did of Real Housewives of Potomac from last night. I did it last night for Sunday, and I left out some things, and I really wanted to just kind of do just a very casual conversation about the Real Housewives of Potomac because there's a lot of things going on out there. And um, I even went in today and I listened while I was at work to some of the other YouTubers who also do reviews of Real Housewives of Potomac. And it is amazing the variances of how we all think about the Real Housewives of Potomac. And sometimes I feel like I have a heads up on things because I have literally been watching the Real Housewives franchises, all of them from the very beginning. I started in 2007 with Real Housewives of Orange County, where Vicky was my favorite. And I also liked Gina, even though Gina had some redneckish kind of qualities about her that I couldn't quite grasp. I liked her role on the show. So, but before I get into what I was going to talk to you about, I want to show you something. This happens to be uh, Robin's Instagram. I'm going to share this with you because I was going through some of the Instagrams of the ladies because I do follow them on Instagram. And I want to just kind of share something with you about Robin. Look at this. Can you see it? Um, Wait a minute, I'm going to stop sharing because there's something else that's going to come up here. I'm going to share it again, but before that, I'm going to, let's see here. Sorry, guys, one moment. Okay, I need to turn the audio on. the audio. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share it again. Um, I want you to see what you notice about this. Really, this is Robin's uh, Instagram, right? Look at all of this. Um, I don't know if I were a real housewife of any of the franchises. Oh, well, look, this is what I was noticing, but this is at their new house, right? There's one back there at their new house. And this is, I don't know, I'm going to open this up just to see if it, yeah, this is their home. Many blessings to her. I'm so happy that they were able to get that. But for the most part, okay, I did see Juan there, but for the most part, Juan is nowhere to be seen on this Instagram, really. And there's a part down here that I want to show you where, like, she has her kids, she has her girlfriends, her and Giselle are all over the place. But if you're a real housewife, a lot of them do show their husbands often, right? There's a picture of him from back in the day. But I want to show you something when I did find them. There they are there. I was listening to something, and Juan asked Robin a question. He asked her, "How did you know this?" Where is it at? I got to show it to you. Oh, here it is right here. I want you to listen to this. Did I turn the air? I'm going to have to stop sharing again. Just, I'm sorry. Make sure I did the right thing here. Okay, let me share it again and make sure. Okay, here it is. I didn't turn the audio on. I don't know what is going on. Okay. Hello, Panther Queen. Welcome, everyone. So listen to this. Watch Juan.
Robin, what's Juan's karaoke song?
Okay, so like I don't know that we've ever even done karaoke together. I want him, but I think I can guess his song. And I want him to say it first. He didn't write it down before I show.
Whoa. You're not going to cheat on me, are you, Robin? You're not going to.
I'm not cheating. I don't think she knows. She doesn't have any idea.
No, I wrote it down, but I want him to say it first.
All right, go ahead, Juan.
Jody, C, come and talk to me.
Oh my goodness. Okay. See, she got that right. She got that right. But he was like, "How do you even know that? If you've been with someone for as long as they have been, why would they not know that?" he was like, "How do you even know that?" I don't know. They're odd to me. It's an odd pairing. And maybe it's because they dated when she was in high school, when Juan was actually living in the household with her parents. And you're a teenager, you're dating this guy, and he's living in the household with your parents, who are professors, by the way. So they're in school, or they're doing a lot of work, university work. And what are you and Juan doing? You know, I don't know. And I think Juan is literally, I think she's like an old shoe to him. I think he loves her. She has his boys, but I don't think he loves her intimately anymore. I digress on that. I just wanted to show that to you. I'm going to show you another one before I talk to you about Candiace here, because let's see here. I'm going to show another one here. This is, where is it? Here is Mia. And this kind of is very telling right here, this part right here with Mia. Um, okay, I'm about to share it with you. This is very telling. A lot of people have been talking about Nicki Minaj showing up at the reunion. So look at Mia's caption.
Hey guys. What's wrong? Oh, hey, Nikki. We were just talking about
Look up
girl,
here.
I don't even need to know who it is. I'll rip up her life, yo, get the knife. Cause you low-key my wife, you my bitch for life. You a 10, she a 2, life sucks for her. It's going down when we come out, it's up for her. Let's punch her in the...
I just wanted you guys to see the caption, because it says Mia's friend coming in to put Candiace in her place. So that's very telling about what goes down at the reunion. Okay, Mia is kind of giving us a hint about what is going down at the reunion. For her to have that up here and the reunion has not even aired tells us that Nikki must have gone in on Candiace at the reunion. Okay, because if you look at Nikki's page, you can tell she's not a Candiace fan. And I want to talk about Candiace because last night I made made some comments in my video about Candiace. And if you think back to the show, the episode this past Sunday, Candiace was literally out of control. She exhibited juvenile behavior. And there are actually people who think that that's okay on this type of show, because this is the Real Housewives Potomac franchise. And Potomac is kind of renowned for having a luxurious market of women there, you guys. They have politicians, they have people who live there who are quite conservative and luxurious in their lifestyle. And so whenever we see Candiace behaving this way on the show, what do you guys think of that? Aside from the childishness, what do you guys think of that? Because I think that Bravo, I can't say prematurely, because I believe everyone is where they should be when they should be. That's just what I think about life. That is something that I have absolutely learned. At the same time, I believe that it is all dependent on the decisions you make, right? Your decisions guide you into a certain space in life, and whatever happens to you in that space is going to happen. But if you had made a different decision and taken a different path, something else might have occurred. So that's what I think. So because this is the path that she is in right now, I think that these things were meant to be. I want to back up a little bit and go to last year, because a lot of people did not pick up on the fact that last year, Giselle is the one who started that altercation with Candiace and Monique. It was Giselle's lies and rumors, and everything I'm saying on here, you guys, is alleged, okay? At the same time, it's out there. It was also Giselle and Robin putting bugs in Candiace's ear about Monique. and causing things. And I believe that's why Candiace, if you recall last season, whenever they got together at Monique Samuel's summer home or lake home, all the ladies were there. Several times, Monique tried to have a debate with Candiace. She tried to entice her into saying some things. And at one point, Monique was having a conversation with Robin outside of the house, and Candiace was there, and Monique was escalating her voice about the issue, and Candiace got up and walked away. And I believe that Candiace kept walking away because she knew, I think that whatever was being told to her, she knew that uh, Monique wanted to have a physical altercation with her on the show, because she walked away several times before it got to the point that it was at the place where Giselle gave the event for the wine tasting or the wine event there at that, that location when her and Monique actually had the physical altercation. Um, During the physical altercation, Giselle pushes Monique. And some people do that. I've heard, I didn't know it, but I've heard it since I've been on the YouTube streets, that people will push another person in a fight if they know that they are ramped up enough to make them think that the person they're ramped up against has pushed them or done something. And that is what Giselle did in that fight. And it caught it on camera. The cameras caught when she pushed Monique. And right after that, that's when Monique went in on Candiace. Giselle is the devil. That's the devil. You can put it any way you want to. She is evil. People who do those kinds of things to create havoc in someone else's life, that is what it is. So you're saying here that you think that Bravo could have chosen someone, what, um a lot better than Candiace? Like who? Like like who? Because now they have, and I really like Ascala. I know people have their qualms with her. I like her. I like her history. I like her education. I like the fact that she has worked in the community. And so I like all of that. However, every time they show Ascala on Real Housewives of Potomac, they show her getting agitated over people that she has nothing to do with. Like when the season first started, she tried to go in on Mia about some things. She got really amped up and mad at Mia about Mia talking about her business. And then again at the Chesapeake Bay house, this past Sunday night on this episode, she gets upset again at Mia for talking about her business. So I'm trying to figure out why she's so mad at Mia for Mia talking about her business. I don't agree with the way that Mia is handling things and talking and boasting about her business either. But I'm not going to be the girl who goes in on her and say, you're always talking about business. You're always talking about this. Slavery is over. People can talk about what they want to talk about. If she wants to talk about her business, that's her business. If you have an issue with it, there's a different way to present that to her. But Ascala seems to be following the people that she thinks has the power. She started out, they say Robin and Ascala are friends, and Robin is the cause of Ascala being on the show. And we saw that in the beginning of the season, wherein Robin and Ascala were in her hat shop getting the hats together. And then Wendy came in. And then we also see Ascala with Karen and Wendy at Williamsburg, right after Wendy told Giselle off about Eddie. Ascala starts hanging around with Wendy a little bit. So now, fast forward, and she's hanging around Candiace. Now she's all over Candiace. She seems to be trying to find her spot on the show because she hasn't been around Giselle and Robin for a while. She seems to be finding, okay, who's the woman with the power? So you can tell she really wants that. she wants that seat on the show as a full-time housewife. But I want to get back to Candiace because Candiace last season, she did walk away from Monique. The thing that my mind, I was trying to trace back and figure out, okay, last season as she had walked away, what was it that caused her to start her little antics against Monique when they were at the wine event that Giselle was giving? Because she starts banging her glass saying, "Oh, but you was asleep though. Oh, but you was asleep though." She was saying all of that to Monique at the wine place, and it was like it was as if she had developed this energy. And I wondered if it's true because they're saying that Giselle and Robin were really in her ear about Monique and telling her, "We got your back." That is the rumor. They were telling her, "We got your back," right? And from that point on, she continued to harass Monique. I think that Robin and Giselle wanted Monique off the show and they used Candiace to do it. Because we see this season, if we fast forward here, in Sunday night's episode, Giselle is saying uh, in her confessionals that Candiace has not learned her lesson. That the reason she's having this altercation with Mia is she hasn't learned her lesson from last year. Well, you were supportive of her last year. So, what lesson was she supposed to learn if you were supportive of her? Let's see what you guys are saying here. Bad and bougie, you say you didn't see her as being mad. You think that she feels every time. So you think it's the tone that she's doing it in, the way in which she's talking about her business. Um, I agree, and you know what? I think Mia is, and I don't want to be hard on someone who's had a tough life. You know, I do think that Mia is lacking a lot of security, like mental security or confidence. She doesn't have the confidence, and I think she still has a long way to go before she gets to know herself so that she can be comfortable and not worry about people and what they think about her because she is talking too much about the money. Um, and she is, I mean, I it was just surprising to me that she allowed Candiace to go in on her the way that she allowed Candiace to go. I mean, it just surprised me that she didn't have any comebacks for Candiace or anything because what I would have said whenever they were at Giselle's and they were having that argument about Candiace calling Mia's mother low budget. Like Mia said, well, I didn't want to show up at some place that was low budget. And Candiace says, your mama's low budget. I would have said your husband's low budget. I mean, she can't even come back with something that small. I don't know. Maybe she's trying too hard to set an example just because she thinks she has money that she thinks she can't say certain things here. Because there's no reason why she couldn't have gone in on Candiace. Candiace really doesn't give people good reads. People are saying that she is giving people good reads. She is not. Candiace is calling people names. She's being real juvenile. When you start talking about people's physical appearance, you start involving their family members like their husbands. That's not a read. That is just juvenile. You're talking about her big feet. She's tall. She's almost 6 feet. She's supposed to have larger feet than you. I mean, we don't see anyone talking about your elf, like your little elf with a big clitoris, according to Ashley. I mean, and it's not that I don't like Candiace. I loved Candiace the first season because Candiace is a very beautiful young girl, young woman. She's very pretty. And I liked her the first season. And me being chocolate, I love seeing other chocolate spread across my television screen. So I really liked that about her. But she has no class. She has no class. She has no dignity. And she is going in on people too strong. For example, is there ever a point that she is supposed to get over what the conversation that Mia had with her mother in the parking lot at the video shoot? Because Mia had that conversation, and it wasn't really a bad conversation, in my opinion. People are making too much out of it. Should she have been questioning Candiace's mom about Candiace's husband? Well, she's a grown woman, so if she wants to ask a question, it's a free country. She can ask a question. That's my thought on it. She can ask a question. Um, it's not a question I would ask because it just wouldn't interest me. Clearly, it's one she wanted to know. After she asked that, did it warrant all of the things that Candiace is doing in this episode? Candiace has taken it too far. She doesn't know how to pump the brakes and say, and she doesn't even know how to be gracious about people who antagonize her. When someone is antagonizing you, I think the way that you approach them is you just be gracious about it. She could have easily, she was trying to be, but I know that Mia said, called her video shoot low budget, but coming back with the Yo Mama thing, I'm not down with that. That was really taking it to a different level. Um, it was taking it to a different level. But let's just say it wasn't. Let's just say they had that little, antic that they had at Giselle's event. And then they fast forward and come here this past episode at Chesapeake Bay. And why does Candiace have to keep bringing it up? Why throw the salad? Why couldn't they calm her down? She was completely out of control, screaming as if she wanted to get up and do something to Mia, or she wanted Mia to do something to her so that she could retaliate and then cause a whole ruckus. Because it seemed as though she was trying to get Mia to do something to her. She kept saying, "Oh, you're going to come back in here and do this with me." That's a bully. That's what a bully does. So I wanted to come on here. I hear people out there, a lot of the people who are taking Candiace's side, they're saying, okay, Mia started it, she deserved it. And at what point does it stop, though? And what do you guys think about Candiace being on the Real Housewives of Potomac with this type of character? Because this is not what I want to tune in for. People are too excited about fighting. People are too excited about all the fights and the drama. And I don't mind the drama, but the drama needs to have a storyline. Everybody doesn't need a storyline, I don't think, on The Housewives, because we would never get through all of their storylines every season. I think that if they're going to start with a storyline, it can spill over into the next season. But at some point, you just want it to be gone. So, Teresa, you say Candiace was hurt by Mia. Okay, so what do you think caused the hurt? How did Mia hurt Candiace? Because sometimes people say that some so and so hurt me, and the reality is that pain was always there. That pain was always there, and someone just brought it to the forefront temporarily. So whatever it is that Mia is, because they don't know each other enough to really care, I would think, about, if you hurt me. So that hurt, if Mia hurt Candiace, it was probably always there. So some people are saying Mia is insecure. I don't know. So you say talking to her mother and calling her video low budget. So, okay. So you think she really hurt her. Here's the other thing about Candiace too. People are talking about Chris in a really bad way. I actually like Chris. I think that he is collateral damage. I believe that he wants to make money for the household and does not know how to go about doing that. That's what I think about Chris. I think that Chris doesn't know how to make connections. He doesn't know how to use the leverage of the show to put his business out there and what he does. And I don't know why that is. Maybe he does enjoy just living off of Candiace. It could be that, but I'm trying to see some good behind him. I don't think he is um, a complete. How do I want to say this? I don't want to say lazy bum because some people have been calling him all kinds of things out here in these YouTube streets. I don't think that he is completely lackadaisical. I think that he may be depressed. He may be depressed and may not know how to communicate what he's really feeling. He may be very stressed about the whole situation. You think he's too busy trying to clean? How is he cleaning up Candiace's mess? I don't see anyone really cleaning up Candiace's messes. They're out there. They're going to be there next week too when we go back to tune in. Um, so, well, they say Chris is from a wealthy family, but has anyone done any research to find out if that is true? Um, Dorothy said that. And I would hate to think that Dorothy was not credible. She said that on the reunion show. She said Chris comes from money. She said a lot of people don't realize that. They think that just Candiace has the money, but Chris comes from money as well. That's what Dorothy said um, on the last reunion show that she was on. And so, what does his family do if they're wealthy? Because why are people saying that he is living off of Candiace and Dorothy to some degree? So I really think that it's time for Candiace to go. I just think that she should not be on the show anymore. Next season, she should not be on the show. I cannot go another season with her behaving this way because Real Housewives of Potomac, if you know anything about the DMV area, that is an exclusive area. It's not the most exclusive area in the DMV, but it is exclusive. And that's not what they do. That's not what they do. They don't act juvenile and throw knives and salads and act like that kind of stuff. It's just not what they do. I think Candiace is prematurely um I really do think that she was prematurely picked for this show. And we only know her from the show. She was not connected to any of the women. I think she may have been lightly connected to Ashley because she and Ashley, from my understanding, had participated in pageants in the area. So they knew each other from pageantry and things like that. But I just, and Robin is another one. Robin, since she came on the show, has not exhibited that level of Real Housewives of Potomac that a person would want to see. And the only reason I'm not saying Giselle is because I know that Bravo will not get rid of Giselle. They think that she is the star of the show. But as we can see this past weekend, you guys, on this particular episode, Robin and Giselle were not there, and we didn't even know they were not there. We didn't even know Robin and Giselle were not present until they showed up, and we were like, oh, here they come. No one even missed them. And the only reason they showed up is because production, I believe production told them to get down there. That's what I think. I think production contacted Giselle and Giselle contacted Robin. He is constantly in arguments with other people because of her, even when he tried to get her to get up and leave the table. Well, he wasn't arguing with anyone else when he tried to get her to get up to leave the table. He was trying to save her the disgrace and embarrassment. That's what Chris was trying to do. He wasn't arguing with anyone. He was just trying to get her, he was trying to save her the disgrace. But someone made a point on one of the other channels about that situation there. They were saying that, and I can't remember which channel it was I was watching, but they were saying that they didn't think that Chris or that any husband should put his hands on his wife to try to force her to leave. If she's saying, I'm not going to go, then you leave her be. And I'm thinking that's kind of what he was trying to do, was leave her be and then he leave, because she was embarrassing him. Oh, he's in. Oh, are you talking about Perry? Are you talking about over on Sherelle's channel, Perry? Um, that's not really because of Candiace. That's not. I don't think. That's because Perry. That's because Perry exposed him. He's not. That's not that beef between him and Perry is not really about Candiace. That beef is about Perry exposed him because he had people. Chris had people thinking that he owned a restaurant in the DMV area, and uh, you know, you know, they do their research on some of these channels, and they did their research and found that he didn't own the restaurant and that he was a cook, not even a chef. He was a cook in the restaurant, not even a chef. And so that's what caused that issue. Chris is upset that he was exposed. But well, it wasn't really directly related to Candiace. Who are the others he's on in a fight with? Because I only know Perry, and that's really not a fight, you know. But I think it's amazing because it shows that they watch the channel. It shows that they watch the channel. I hope that they're subscribers over there. They would have to be a subscriber to get the notifications to know what people are saying. So I'm sure they have somebody watching Sherelle's channel over there. That's one of my faves, by the way. Sherelle's World. Uh, I always say Bondi Blue. Jamie, that's me. What's another channel? Another YouTuber who does Real Housewives. Contrary Canary. Contrary Canary. Miss Misha IMO is my absolute fave because she is hilarious as HE double hockey sticks. She is like hilarious. I also watch Freckles, the therapist. I also watch The Lead Attorney. I watch Emily D. Baker, the attorney. So yeah, I catch a little bit of Alex Salter, a little bit, not often. I catch a little bit of that. I can't remember who else it is. Oh, CEO Drive Her. CEO Driveher. She's off the chain. Woman is off the chain over there. I love her channel. Um, But at any rate, I also want to talk a little bit about Giselle and colorism because Candiace wrote on her Instagram, I think it was last week. She didn't say Giselle, but she started talking about colorism in the group, right? And with that being said, I'm going to tell you, if you pay attention to Giselle's um, what do you call those things that they say whenever they come in? Her tagline when she's coming on the show, she talks about staying out of the shade, and that's how she stays so good looking. And I'm just paraphrasing. She talks about staying in the shade, staying in the shade. In other words, she doesn't get out in the sun to get dark because that would affect her good look, she says. Um, and I want to show you guys something here. I'm gonna try to let me see what you think of this. Where is it? Okay. Bear with me, guys, because I'm trying to figure out. I didn't want to believe that Giselle was a colorist because Giselle is always for people of color. You know, she's always for people of color. But where is it at? I don't see it. Maybe she's taken it down because people were saying something about it. I need to find it. Maybe she's taking it. Let's see here. Okay, bear with me, you guys. Sorry. Let's see if it's here. I think she took it down, you guys. It's not up anymore. Oh no, it's gone. But people were talking about it and how she had left out Wendy and she left out Candiace. It was a photo. And it was just here and I wanted to show it so bad. I guess I don't know. I guess I can't show it now. Anyway, um, but it had all of the light-skinned women on the show and it left out the dark-skinned women in the show. They were not in the photo. And Giselle had that picture up on her um, Instagram. And I can't find it anywhere. Let's see. Well, do you all believe that she is a colorist? I mean, she's an AKA. The history of the AKAs, which is not any longer, but the history of the AKAs is that they were they were a colorist sorority. Back in when they first started, they didn't allow the darker skinned Black women. And quite frankly, for me, if you don't allow me, I'm not going to want to go anyway. I'm just not going to want to be in your group. I love my complexion, child. I like the way I look. So I'm not interested in all of that. I'm talking about it because I find it interesting that that it even exists. I just find it interesting that it even exists because we are all of the same race. And granted, you're light skin, you really embrace the Black race as well. So what is the deal with the colorism and the tagline that you stay beautiful because you stay in the shade? And people were talking about that. So what do you all think of that about Giselle? I want to know. And also Nicki Minaj doing the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. Was this a ploy for her to not take responsibility for what is actually going on in her household with her husband? Oh my goodness, you said yes. She's definitely. So can you back that up, Bad and Bougie? Let's see. There's obviously, I said it since last. Bad and Bougie says there's obvious colorism. I said it since last season with the Monique situation, and I predicted they would come for Candiace or Wendy this season. I know a lot of people were saying they were going to come for Wendy. I think they're going to get, if Candiace comes back next year, they're going for her next season. Because Giselle hasn't really liked Candiace a lot. She really hasn't. Do you know why? Because when Candiace first came on the scene, she read Giselle like they were sitting at that table. That's when Charisse was on the show. She read both Charisse and Giselle, and I liked her then. I liked Candiace then. That was a read. What she gave to Charisse, that was a read. And then what she gave to Giselle, that was a read too. Oh my goodness. Goodness. Because what was it? Giselle asked her where she came from. She was like, I came from Jesus. And it was the way she said it. It was hilarious. But I just can't with this Candiace with the temperament and calling people names and body shaming people. It's almost as if she's not smart enough to go to a different area of the conversation. If you're going to get someone told, you need to do it in an educated manner. She's working on her master's, so she needs to do better. It's just I'm just kind of ready for it to go. I'm trying to find something here because I want to find that photo. It was just here. I am so annoyed with myself for this issue of not being able to find this photo. She must have taken it down. But they are always taking photos together. Okay, well, this isn't really the photo that I'm talking about, but I'm going to show it anyway because it's almost an example. Let's see here. I'm going to show this. Do you guys follow them on Instagram? I'm going to share this. Here's, okay, so like this. Why does it always have to be her, Robin, and Ashley? Wendy is an AKA, just like Giselle is an AKA. So why is she not taking these pictures with Wendy also, embracing her into the sisterhood? Robin is a Delta, you know. She always has pictures with them. She doesn't have it with anyone else. Now it's weird because when they were on the TV in, doing the scene with the goddess lunch that Mia put up, they they look different, but here they look really beautiful. I even like their dresses. I like Giselle's dress too right here. I know people talk about her fashion, but she does look really pretty right there. So I just wanted to show that to you as an example. Um, do I think Giselle and Robin body shame Wendy all season? You know what happens that I have noticed about Giselle that made me question her when she sees women who are darker than her have it going on, like Wendy has her husband, and even now she's, doing some things, making herself look really beautiful, I think. And I think that when Giselle sees women like that, I think it causes her to incubate. I think it causes her to mentally incubate, and we don't see it. And that is why she comes for them. That's why she comes for them. It causes her to look at them and say, why do they have that and I don't? Even with Monique, because Monique was like, what, one shade, maybe one or two shades darker than Giselle. And Giselle was looking at her across the table whenever they were having that conversation last season, as if, why does she have all of this and I don't? And even the first season that Monique came on, and Giselle wanted Monique to be a homeless woman. Remember? She didn't know the girl was married to a Pro Bowler. In case you guys don't know, Chris is a Pro Bowler. And in the NFL, that's a big damn deal. That's a big damn deal. Okay? Because ain't but about 29 out of all those hundreds of NFLers make it as a Pro Bowler. And he's one. So I think Giselle, it shocked her. Here, this woman sitting across the table from her, two shades darker, is married to an NFLer, and worth about 20 mil. And that's real. That's real. Chris is worth about, 20, 30 mil. It may be 30 by now, who knows? Um, and I really think that's what happened. That's what happened with her. Because she thought that, because some light skinned women, I find they date darker skinned men because they think they have more of a chance. They know they're going to look like a trophy to that darker skinned man. It's not even really that they want him. It really isn't, guys. Do you think Vanessa really wanted to be with Kobe? I'm just saying. And I know people hate whenever you talk down to some of their faves. I know a lot of people are Kobe fans. I was not a big Kobe fan, so that's why it's easier for me to say, um, rest his soul. I'm not putting him down, but allegedly, it just you see these women on the arms of these players, and these players actually think these women love them, and they don't care that the women are in it for the money because they want to show them off as a trophy wife, and that's what happens. And I think that Giselle, even at this point in her life, look how long this show has been on. We really have not seen her hold down a man. We have not seen her hold down a man. Uh, one man came on one season. He didn't even show up for the date. Remember, she went to Robin and Juan's townhome. They were going. Uh, what's his name? Not Jamal, but the other one. Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. But he also played in the NBA. He was supposed to go with her on a date to Robin and Juan's house. Robin and Juan were cooking up a meal and they were going to double date and sit back and talk and have fun. And Juan was looking, but yeah, Sherman. Sherman is his name. Yes. Okay. So Sherman stood her up. I felt so bad for her. I was like, goodness, what's going on here? Um, have you seen Sherman? Sherman has to know that women want him for his money and probably his charisma once they get to know him. Um, Clearly his ex-wife loved him because she was willing to fight Giselle for him. She didn't like the idea that he was showing up on the show with Giselle, and that's why he didn't show up. Now that was his ex-wife who talked him out of showing up on the show with Giselle, which means the ex-wife that he was divorcing won over Giselle. That couldn't have felt good. Because if she's an ex-wife, why would she even matter? You're supposed to be with me. Show her you're with me. And he didn't even show up. Juan was yelling out the door looking for him. Sherman! And I'm not making fun of her, but I'm just saying at some point you have to be humble about your looks. And for example, I like the meeting that she had with Mia. Remember, this season, she and Robin sat down with Mia and had a nice little lunch, and they talked to Mia about Mia's history. Mia opened up to them some, and they connected over that. Even though that's not Giselle's history, she connected to Mia on some level of the feeling of what that could be like for Mia. Because Giselle knows what that feeling is like to be abandoned by men. Okay, but you know what? She should be. You're right. She knew Sherman wasn't into her, but at at her age when they were dating, she should have been able to pick up on that before it got to that point. She should have known who he really was before it got to that point. And I think she was trying to force it because she wanted to have a man on the show. So she may have ignored the signals that he was giving her, thinking that he would give in and do it. And he did film with her at least about 2 scenes anyway. And she talked about how he was, just really good to her daughters. So her daughters had met him and she had to tell them that they broke up. That was a sad scene for me. That was sad. I love Giselle with her daughters though. She's a really beautiful mom and has gorgeous daughters. I love that. I love them together. Um, but I think she tried to force Sherman, and because she wanted him on the show with her so bad, she ignored the signals that he gave her. And as women do that sometimes. I have friends who have ignored signals that men give them, and I'm like saying, listen, no. A man, you always know him by his actions. Take it from me, ladies. Even if you're married to him 30 years, you know him by his actions. Those actions don't change. Um, but I did want to just come on here and talk about Candiace's juvenile behavior amidst a group of women who are supposed to have stature, luxury, a little bit of drama, and give us some entertainment. And what she is bringing into my household, I don't like. And if they have her on next season, I will not review the show because I just will not watch it. I'm not going to watch some juvenile acting grown woman have temper tantrums. I'm just not going to do that on a show. And I don't know about what everyone else is thinking. I don't know why other women are making excuses for her bad behavior. People actually think that Mia deserved everything that Candiace gave her, and Mia did not deserve that. She did not deserve that. No one deserves to be treated that way. Talking about that woman's mother, you don't know her. Even if it is a Real Housewives show and cameras are there and this, that, and the other, you still don't know her to be saying your mama. The divide here is you have people on my side of the spectrum, which are very few, who believe that the yo mama statements should never be said. They're disrespectful, they're uncivil, and they break down whatever it is you're trying to accomplish um, in the debate. They break down, they take it all out. And people think that Mia was not moved by that statement. She was. Her body showed complete excitement, and she was shocked. Her whole face was shocked whenever Candiace said, "Oh, your mama's low budget," because she didn't expect that. Candiace goes for the jugular real bad. It's ghetto. It's jihetto. I don't like it. I don't like it. You have people on my side of the spectrum who don't like it, but then you have people on the other side of the spectrum who are saying, "Oh, that's what we grew up. You remember your mama this, your mama that." I don't like those kinds of jokes. I don't even like it in joking. I don't like it when I hear people saying it. You don't do that to someone. Talk about their mother. Talk about them. Find something about them. Are you so out of information on them that you now got to go to their mother and their family members? That shows how um, minuscule you are in your thinking, and even how insecure you are, that now this person has so much going on that you can't even say anything else to them. You now got to go to their mama. There's nothing else you can do about them, which makes you the loser. It makes you the loser because now you're done. You got to go bring other people in. So that's how I'm feeling about this. And it's just not what I tune into when I look at Real Housewives. It really is not. Even the housewives now who are coming out as, and I can't really say Erica because they're saying that Erica, what she has done is not criminal on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but what she has done is steal from people. So I think that is criminal, you know? I think that is criminal. And she hasn't apologized and she hasn't acknowledged the victim. So to me, that's another whole story. To say that she's not responsible. You were married to the man. You were his wife. You are one. Nowadays, people in their marriage, they think they're not one whenever the spouse does something. Oh, that has nothing to do with me. Has everything to do with you, bitch. You're married to him. Say you're sorry. You can't get him to say it. You take up the slack and you say an apology to the victims. So I'm having an issue with people like Erica on the show as well, on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And even with, even though we're about to watch this go down with Jen on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, because, you know, she has scammed a lot of elderly people. And for those of you who don't know, I'm not elderly yet, but I'm getting close, okay? I'm not there yet, no. But the whole thing is, Jen has scammed a lot of people, whether they are elderly or not. Scamming an elderly person is as bad. Scamming a teenager is as bad as scamming an elderly person. So for me, it doesn't matter who you scam. You're a scammer. You're a criminal. So they have these kinds of housewives on now. And while they make the shows more interesting, because we want to see it all play out, whatever's going to happen to them, because we know that this is reality in their life. We want to see it play out. At the same time, I don't want those women on the show either. You're a criminal. I don't want to sit here and watch criminals. I can watch cops. I can watch cops. Okay? So Nina Drake says Candiace has major emotional issues that require a therapist. She walks around full of anger and maturity. Nina, facts. 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 She absolutely, and her mother is a therapist, but therapists, I disagree And I have a friend who is actually a psychiatrist, not even just a therapist. Um, he and his wife started out as therapists, but they have a psychiatric practice now, and they would never uh, be a therapist or a psychiatrist for their children. It's just it really is too close for comfort. But they told me one thing when we were at their house for dinner, and they were like, they said, "Do you know why people become counselors and therapists and psychologists and all of these, these types of people?" And we were like, "No, why?" And he said, "It's because they were damaged themselves and they fix everybody else because they're trying to fix themselves." And I thought, wow, really? They told us that years ago, but it was like they said that these people, so Candace had a very good lifestyle financially, but it appears her mother did leave her, emotionally needy. She does need to sit down and talk to someone about what's going on because it's coming out real bad on the show. You guys, it's coming out real bad. And I am not overreacting. This is not what I tune into for Real Housewives. People acting like that on television. And then bringing in the husbands, telling her husband, "Pimp, come and get your hoe." Oh my goodness. I was done. I said, this is crazy. This is not what I want to hear. If I want to hear this, I can go over to West Charlotte. You guys, oh, let me stop. If there are any Charlotteans here, they're going to be like, don't be talking about us. Don't be talking about us over here. But what did you think about Mia's husband? Mia's husband licking his tongue out was disgusting to me, and it surprised me. His behavior on this trip has really surprised me. He made a pass at Karen before they left the house. He told Mia, "I'm gonna have a good time." He didn't want to go on the trip, first of all, but he said he went to please Mia, and he said to her, he said, "You know how I am. I'm gonna have a good time." And I just was not expecting everything that he did. And even that gesture that he made when they were talking about him and the other, the white women strippers that he sees at the club, I just how can Mia not be embarrassed? That's another sign of insecurity because most women are not going to allow their husbands to behave that way. "I'm taking you home. If you start behaving like that around me, we're going home. We're not staying another minute. Let's get the bags and let's go." But anyway, I just wanted to come on and voice my thought process about why I think Candiace should be deleted from the Real Housewives of Potomac, and also to talk about Giselle's alleged colorism and just see what other people were thinking about out there. So, Nina, you say Mia's husband acted like an old, washed up. He sure did. He sure did. He sure did. It just wasn't. It was like an old man, dirty old man to me. Dirty old man. Dirty old man. Well, you guys, thank you for coming on tonight and talking with me about this. I'm going to finish up with the R. Kelly. As you know, I've been using the channel to go through the transcript of the indictment that Eastern New York District had filed against him back in 2018 because I wanted to understand his charges. And I have the last part of it that I will be doing Saturday morning. And then I want to see if I can open up about some other things that are going on YouTube. I don't know how I'm going to bring it to you because I don't know if I want to get involved. Um, but there seems to be a lot of bullying going on YouTube, and it's just it's bothersome. So I don't want to talk about the the characters involved. I want to talk about the law as it pertains to social media and how can we push this forward, because those of us who are on here, we use this forum. So anything that happens here affects us, just like outside of social media. Whenever we are just walking around the United States of America, the laws affect us. And so there needs to be a little bit of tightening up on social media when it comes to bullying and when it comes to harassing people and saying certain things about people out loud, because now you have thousands of people listening to your voice. In some cases, not in my case, but in most cases, okay? If only thousands of voices were listening to me right now, right? Um, but there are channels who are taking a hit from a lot of bullying. And so I want to kind of cover that as it pertains to the law. And I have a cousin who is FBI. I want to see if I can get her on here because she's working with me with some things that even happened to me here on YouTube. Someone tried to do something to me on another channel, and I'm going, I don't even know you. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't even, I'm not the one, for real. Because I don't even associate with certain kinds of, I'm really, quite frankly, I don't like saying I'm a snob, but I'm kind of a snob. I don't talk to you. You can't come over here bothering me, girl. I'm civil and I will use the law. I will really use the law. I'm not one of your little playmates out there in La La Land somewhere who's going to come and bully you or you bully me, and we're going to have these words and this verbiage. It's not going to be a verbose thing on YouTube for me because I have a purpose here. But I had that happen to me, and because of that, I want to talk about the laws surrounding that kind of thing. Thank you for joining me in this conversation tonight. And I want to just take the opportunity for those of you who are subscribers of my channel. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Remember to like because you came on here. So please click the like button. Give me a thumbs up, okay? And click the notifications bell so that you can get the notifications when I'm going to be doing content over here. And thank you for joining me. Many blessings to you and have a good evening, okay?